Hello and welcome to another episode of my Productivity Mastery Series. My name is Pullein and this week it's all about how your lists should be organized. Now, before we go any further, I would just like to say thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and this is why you should be looking into Skillshare for your future personal development. This week's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey. With thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video, productivity, freelancing, and so much more. Skillshare has classes to fit your schedule and skill level, and members get unlimited access to thousands of inspiring classes with hands-on projects and feedback from a community of millions. For instance, the wonderful Thomas Frank's class on building a productivity system that brings out your best is one of my all-time favorite classes. In this class, Thomas will take you through developing the right mindset as well as giving you templates to help you stay on track throughout the day. Now, the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. Thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. And now it's time to hand you back to the video. So what is it about your daily list, which is the most important list that you will have? Everything else that you have in your task manager or in your notes app are just tasks that need to be done sometime. What really matters is you need to be making sure that you do a daily and a weekly planning session and deciding what needs to be done the next day. So that means that all those folders that you have set up in a task manager, they're really just holding pens for future tasks. You've got somewhere to put them. If you dumped everything into an inbox, over time that inbox would just become so full of stuff you wouldn't know where to start. So having some kind of organization of all your future tasks, that's important, but they are just holding pens. The most important thing is what's coming up on your today list, because that's where you want to be putting your focus every single day. You don't want to allow yourself to get distracted by everything else that's in a task manager or a notes app. You want to be starting the day knowing exactly what needs to be done that day. And everything else can be just pushed to one side. Now, throughout the day, if you've done my free C.O.D course, that's Collect, Organize and Do, you are going to be collecting stuff, and that will need organizing at some point in the day. And the rest of the time, though, you want to be doing. Now, the only way that you can optimize the doing is by making sure you've made the decisions before the day starts, which is why we do a weekly and daily planning session. And it just blows my mind how many people think, nah, I'm not going to do that daily planning. Because if you're not doing the daily planning, or indeed the weekly planning, just don't try and be productive, because you're not going to be productive. You're going to be at the mercy of external events, other people's problems, other people's priorities. They're going to take over your day, and you'll always be wondering, why am I feeling overwhelmed? Why am I not productive? Well, it's really quite simple. You're not doing the daily planning and you're not doing the weekly planning. That's when you go into your task manager, that's when you go into the project folders or the time sector folders, and that's when you decide, okay, these are the things that I must do tomorrow. Now, when you really understand that, when you get that, when you start doing that and it becomes a habit, I can promise you, you will no longer feel overwhelmed, you will no longer feel stressed, and you'll no longer be at the mercy of other people's priorities and urgencies. It just won't happen because you're so focused on what you have decided is important to you. It's also really the secret to getting more balance into your life, because you can just step back. You've got 5 or 10 minutes each day where you step back and you're just looking at your task manager and thinking, right, these are the things that I must do tomorrow, that I can leave to another day. These are the things that must be done. I'm going to make sure they're dated, they're prioritized correctly, and then you will always have that focus in front of you. Now, I know events do happen. Other people's priorities do creep into our daily lives. I know most of us have bosses. We have family members that obviously have urgencies and emergencies. But that's okay. They don't happen every single day. But one of the things I've discovered is if you are on top of your work, if you are doing the right work each day, your boss will leave you alone. Even the bad bosses will leave you alone because you get results. And really, at the end of the day, bosses want you to get results. They don't want you to be told what to do, because every time a boss is having to tell you what to do, it means that they're not doing their work, which they obviously don't want to do. So you could become a model employee by really identifying what's important tomorrow and make sure you give yourself that 10 minutes at the end of the day just to do that. The other things that people get stressed and caught up in is whether something is a routine or an area of focus. Well, it really doesn't matter. I have a task that comes into my recurring areas of focus every week to call my parents. Now, that could be quite simply a routine as well. What really matters is that I'm calling my parents every weekend. It doesn't matter where that task is stored, or it can be a routine, it can be a recurring area of focus. I choose to put it into my recurring areas of focus. But the most important thing is that my task, call my parents, comes up on my to-do list on a Saturday to give me that little reminder, don't forget to call my parents. I've just moved house, and office, which is probably why you've noticed I have a different background this week. And one of the things that I noticed about that is when I was planning the move, I was thinking, okay, on the first 2 days, what are the most important things? Well, I needed my desk, I needed my computer, I needed heating because we're in the middle of winter right now and it's very cold, and I needed internet. Those were my most important things for getting the office set up. Whether I have a sofa, my TV, and my setup in the studio, which is in another room, that can come later. What really mattered is I had a place to do my work. And that is what I got set up on the first 2 days. Internet came in, I also got my desk in, I got my chair in, and I got myself set up so I could do the work, because those were the most important things. It's like Brian Tracy says, which are the tasks that you've got on your list today will have the biggest impact on your projects and your life. That's how I start my day. That's how I'm looking at my day. What are the things that I can do today that will have the biggest positive impact on my day? So as we go into the new year, as we start looking at your productivity system, and most of us now that Christmas is over, we can start looking at what we're going to do. And I've just realized I've just dated this video by saying Christmas. But what's going to happen is if you get a few days, whether you're watching this video at Christmas or whether you're watching in the middle of the summer, doesn't really matter. If you have a few days, then just look at your system and just understand that the most important thing is what's on your to-do list today. It doesn't matter where those tasks are feeding into that to-do list, really. What matters is that what comes up on your to-do list are the really important things. So I hope you got some value from this video. If you did, please give it a like. And if you want to get more tips and tricks on productivity and becoming better organized, then please subscribe to my channel. Just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around, getting your work done, so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.